Yes, hell yes. Mr. Red Gaze, I'm a big fan. I've been watching all your videos. It's an honor to share tonight with the Gaze community.
All right. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about this new Warriors crap that's been making the rounds. There's a lot of people talking about this, and there's a reason why. So what we're going to do is break down the trailer for this nonsense and just kind of discuss it and go through it. So come with me. Music is playing.
My name is Daniel Kibblesmith, and I am the writer of New Warriors #1.
Okay, I think we found our first problem. Mr. Kibblesmith? Daniel Kibblesmith. Look at this fine fellow. He looks like he crawled right out of a college course. I think they found a failed college professor to write these new stories. But go on, Mr. Kibblesworth.
I got interested in the New Warriors later. I remember seeing them on the shelf when I was a kid, picking up comics in the 90s, and just feeling like they were too cool for me. Like I was intimidated by, Night Thrasher who had a blade coming out of his wrist. Nova was really buff. They were all the edgy characters for the 90s as the cover.
Okay, what character wasn't really buff in the 90s? What superhero? Before people like Mr. Kibblesworth got a hold of them, were not buff or sexy. They were idealized people. So that's usually what you're gonna get. And oh my god, a blade out of the wrist. That's so edgy, so cool.
Said. New Warriors, I thought, were really interesting characters because they occupy this really cool space. They're forever young, but they've now been around for 30 years. My editors on the previous books I'd done, like Loki and Black Panther versus Deadpool, asked if I would be interested in doing a New Warriors tie-in that actually poses them as the authority figures in this conflict instead of the rebels, and I really liked the tension of that.
I bet. You'll notice here in this new iteration, Firestar has problem glasses. That's the first thing that jumped out at me when I saw this. These, they don't look too bad right here, but there's certain new Marvel styles that you see in this that I just don't care for. This whole new transition into the more the shitty art. I'm just gonna say it. This shitty art isn't cool, and it's part of what's really killing Marvel as a company.
So because the New Warriors are the authority figures in this story, they have to be mentoring new Warriors who are under 21 and subject to the laws that triggered the outlaw.
Jesus. Just look at this. Look at this splash right here. Look at this shot. Does this not just scream, fuck off, I am not buying that? God almighty. Okay, let's let Mr. Kibblesworth get into this and explain to us why we should be so interested in this woke trash.
This new law is making it illegal to be a vigilante under the age of 21. The artist on New Warriors #1 is Luciano Vecchio. He designed all of the new Warriors.
Mr. Vecchio, please see yourself out.
And gave them costumes that felt as modern as the New Warriors costumes to sort of feel classic and instantly familiar. So
classic and instantly familiar? How about gross and instantly disgusting?
First character that we're introduced to is Trailblazer. She's a group home and foster kid who...
Oh, a born victim with body positivity issues. This is bound to be an inspiring character.
Who is volunteering at a senior center when this mysterious threat shows up and Night Thrasher runs to the rescue. And because she helps him, she ends up in the crosshairs of this new outlawed law, and she inherited from...
Wait a minute. Night Thrasher runs to the rescue. This is something Trailblazer, a name that actually implies that she might be running, isn't going to be doing a lot of, I would guess. And if she is, it kind of throws... the realism that SJWs always want right out the window.
from her grandfather a magic backpack of
A magic fucking backpack. There's a superpower.
divine origin. We picked the name Trailblazer because she's somebody who charges into action. She knows that she can do some good with this, mysterious gift that she's been given.
When she gets her fat ass off the couch. Come on. Does she have a magic fanny pack too? What is this? Oh, cripes. So yeah, the message here is if you're overweight, if you're diabetic, if you're just a fat fucking slug, yeah, you can be a superhero too. All you need is a magic backpack that you inherited from your grandfather, because that looks like it came from her grandfather, right? Cripes.
Screen time is a internet kid taken to its sort of logical conclusion. As a youth, he was exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas, and that has patched him permanently into the World Wide Web. The word screen time.
Okay. This might not be the worst idea. This is probably the best of this new group of garbage, in my opinion. But what the fuck is internet gas? Experimental internet gas? Okay. Yeah. I mean, the guy couldn't have plugged in. He can't make this like a cybernetic thing. No, it's some kind of. Well, I guess. Yeah. Whatever.
Time is only ever used in a sort of restrictive sense, and because we're doing a story about teenage rebels, a lot of the names are about teens fighting against labels that are put on them. So with screen time, we liked the idea that he has infinite screen time. Snowflake and Safespace are the twins.
Oh, this is everyone's favorite. This is the pair that's really been going around. Snowflake and Safespace. Cripes. I know I'm saying cripes a lot, but I'm trying to curb my language. I'm failing, I know. Bear with me.
Their names are very similar to screen time. It's this idea that these are terms that get thrown around on the internet that they don't see as derogatory, to take those words and kind of wear them as badges of honor.
Badges of honor. Okay, so I'm a snowflake, and I'm proud of that. I need safe space, and I'm proud of that. Apparently this is a dude, is what they're telling us. And Snowflake, yeah, we'll get into that then.
Space is kind of a big, burly, sort of stereotypical jock. He can create force fields, but he can only trigger them if he's protecting somebody else.
A stereotypical jock. Have you ever seen a jock? Have you ever interacted with a jock? Mr. Kibblesworth, I don't think you have. I do not think you have.
Snowflake is non-binary and goes by they, them.
Oh, yay. Yay, Twitter will be so happy. Non-binary and goes by they, them, yet seems to be in a relationship with Safespace over here. So basically we have Blue Miley Cyrus here in her in her strangest days. All of her days are strange, but you know what I'm talking about. Let's see how we empower the snowflake.
Snowflake has the power to generate individual crystallized snowflake-shaped shurikens. The connotations of the word snowflake in our culture right now are something fragile. And this is a character who is turning it into something sharp. Snowflake is the person who has the more offensive power, and Safespace is the person who has the more defensive power. The idea was that they would mirror each other and complement each other.
And make everyone vomit. Look at these two. Look at these outfits. Look at these designs. These characters are just the worst. Just the absolute worst. This is something you would have expected to see, you know, as part of one of the totally lame and trashy Saturday morning cartoons, but set to more modern themes, right? Oh, these two are the worst. This whole team is just crap. Who's going to buy this? Who was going to buy this? 3 non-binary people? I'm pretty sure stereotypical jocks aren't going to be buying this shit. God, this is just the worst idea yet. Like, you thought Ms. Marvel was bad, right? Right? You thought Squirrel Girl was bad? They're stepping it up. It wasn't bad enough. Yeah, we got to release this new Warriors on you, where they should be called the new, fuck, I don't know, Snowflakes. Really, is they should just name the whole team Snowflakes, because that's what I think you have coming at you here. Ridiculous. Let's continue.
E negative is the Goth kid. When he was a baby, he got a rogue life-saving blood transfusion.
Wait a minute. Are there any Goth kids anymore? I don't see a whole lot of Goth kids running around these days.
Assume from Michael Morbius, and now he has a very similar look.
Oh, of course. Yeah, so similar. What we have here is HIV Morbius. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, so this kid got a blood transfusion, we assume, from Michael Morbius, and just gets all of his powers, but somehow looks like an AIDS patient. Let's continue.
And very similar vampire powers.
Can we talk about these asses for a minute? Every ass shot we've seen so far is just terrible. They're all flat. Yeah, they're just this... they're not even remotely round. Just this flat, vaguely... Oh, shit, I don't know. There's no way to describe this shape. Just just a little bit of curvy lines with a one line down the middle. And I hope... yeah, speaking of asses. Continue, Mr. Kibblesworth.
Negative also is obviously a pun. It's a blood type, which is great for a vampire character. And it
wow, way to go. Good job there. We couldn't tell that. Thanks for that.
It's also a proud ownership of the idea of having a bad attitude. I want the people who read our new Warriors to feel all of the excitement that they felt if they read the 90s one. We want it.
What? Oh, you know, it's not even out yet, and you've already failed. Asshole.
To have big, colorful characters, personality clashes, romance, a diverse cast, which is...
Oh, here comes the new team. Look at that. Compare the old to the new. Aren't you excited? Aren't you just revved up for this new... this new group of heroes that just come trailblazing in? Fresh off the couch, toss that bag of potato chips aside and strap on that backpack, take your HIV medication, crawl out of your safe space, get off the internet, and just do something fantastic. I can't wait to see what these people are going to do, what this new group of heroes are going to accomplish. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just going to sit around sipping coffee and talking about food like the rest of the Marvel characters these days.
Something that the new Warriors titles have always strived to make a priority. Every new Warriors comic has always felt like a reflection of the year that it came out. And I don't think we're worried about being dated. I think we're way more interested about it being now.
You should be worried about selling fucking books because Marvel's gone down the shitter. And it's shit like this that's making it happen. Yeah, so much for curbing my language. This is fucking trash. I mean, even with the shitty new artwork, just look at this cover. You know, you got all these cool characters in the background, and then you have this shit in the foreground. Like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? You're not gonna sell any. You're not gonna sell any of these books. There's like 7 people that's actually going to buy this shit, and maybe they'll buy multiple copies just to say, look, I'm saving the industry. But no, this is going to tank, and it's going to tank big. Expect to see, well, I don't know, what are we gonna say here? I'll say between 2020 and 2021, if it lasts that long, how many issue number 1 do you think we're gonna have if the new Warriors come out? I'm going to guess somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 between the rest of this year and next year. Again, if it lasts that long. This will probably, in all honesty, disappear by the end of 2020. What a piece of shit. Fuck you, Marvel. Fuck you, Mr. Kibblesworth. And fuck the new Warriors. This is shit. I'd wish you luck, but this kind of shit, first of all, it's not going to succeed. And second of all, I don't want it to. So let me know what you think about all this nonsense in the comments below. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. We're growing the gays community. Appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.